I think this is a moment maybe to highlight Pang where he did have an
Here we go.
insane play on Veigar, but I'm going to hold that thought, absolute. Going to hold on to that pulverize. He's not going to make any kind of a play on Huntero. They're just going to simply drop the vision early and just get some early ideas on the pathing here for 1-1-3 at the start.
Yeah, I mean, Alistair definitely not an insane level 1 champion. It's not on the level of something like a Braum. Right-hand terror moving up. Doesn't look like OPL have set up to burst him down or anything. It looks like they're going to try to heavily split the map towards bot side. Now, that's very interesting because you have a very strong side lane on top with the Graves. It's interesting to me that they would try to map split so heavily and not allow Graves to play as aggressive as he wants in early levels.
Yeah.
Dalek's going to be able to get to his first recall, at which point it becomes very, very difficult to play into a Malphite. He's got the right setup here, Comet into range, and he honestly has a bit of a free lane.
Yeah, I agree with you. 1-1-3 has done this multiple times at the early stages of the game. I think it happened versus Solary, a little bit a couple weeks ago, where they do go opt in for these invades. Sometimes they don't always work out, and sometimes the enemy team pushes back. But I think they realize here, a Xin, a Leona, and a Reckless on the Jinx, they're just going to let him kind of take control here. And 1-1-3 is going to be able to grab all 3 camps, so it'll be interesting to see what Brunes tries to do in response.
Yeah, because it does look like Graves is playing very aggressively into the Malphite, maybe in trying to get a first wave crashing, but if Malphite was able to delay it at all, then Graves would be vulnerable, but no. He has the first wave crash on top side, so it actually wouldn't be such a good opportunity for Lee. Transitioning straight into a dive on bot already. On the first wave, Sarkin can do something.
All right, Tiger goes down. Huntero with the heal. It's not enough to keep him alive, but Pang, he has TP'd through. 1-1-3 not taking up the tower. He goes back in and finds the auto. What a play. 1-1-3 takes down the support, and they'll find a 2-for-1 exchange early.
And this is bad for Peng as well. Peng's wave on mid, he's losing more and more minions there, and we're not sending Tiger to outpush the wave, so those are just minions not going to anybody. Peng taking some more farm from Tiger there, but things are happening top.
Brunes was looking for something. Saken, though, he can roam, right? He can make these easy transitions, so as much as you try to make the play, it's not going to happen, and now we'll take another look at the bot lane dive.
Yeah. Yep, like Peng not able to outpush top before he goes to defend this dive. The dive is so fast, it's basically already over before he's there. Absolute just getting peppered by Reckless until he's basically on 2 HP, and then 1-1-3 cleanly executes him on that. Reckless just permanently outputting damage there as much as he can. Very simple, very textbook from them. You should expect this kind of a dive, but against an Aurelion Soul, what can you really do where you're not going to have to give something up elsewhere? This Veigar, he wants to scale. That scaling has been delayed by him responding to this play. Everything there went as good as it could do for K-Corp, even with the Hantera death.
Brunes now going to come down. Should be able to grab himself the crab. Wants to maybe hover around this bot lane. And Reckless with a pickaxe and a longsword up against Tiger's Doran's Blade. Will not be getting the best of the trades for any exchanges that do come through. But Brunes is going to go searching and might be able to match this mid place. Saken's going to go right onto Peng. He has the flash. The cage comes out. Ignite is going to come down. But will they be able to follow up? 1-1-3 does not have his flash. Saken still pushing them back and will be able to at least bully them out of the river.
I mean, at least good positioning by Peng in lane, recognizing that his strength was all entirely on bot side, recognizing that there was a window there from Xin Zhao where he could do something to him. Did his absolute best not to let anything happen, but you saw the damage coming out there. Sarkin, it's electrocute early, it's ignite early, right? If he catches you out, he will do damage, and that's more farm gone for Veigar. Another roaming opportunity available for Sarkin. He's doing exactly what we were saying. Even before draft was done, this is what they should be looking to do with Sarkin. This is when Sarkin's scariest. That's why he draws those bans on LeBlanc, on Twisted Fate, and even now on the Rise.
Well, he gets the caddy, but I think that's all he's going to get. 1-1-3 tanks it up. One more tower shot, very clean. KC, they are just making slight work of the side lanes, and Darlik, he's going to miss out on a bit of the creeps here, and will have to invest the TP.
These aren't any side lanes that Aurelion Soul's playing for. This is Cabochard and Reckless, the star players, the guys that everybody is talking about in the LFL and wants to see performances from. If you're going to see the performances from them, it's going to be in this game. Veigar, being gifted some buffs, being allowed to come back up. I think this is actually rather good by Brunes. That's your win con right there. I think you should get him as much economy as you can. Lord knows he's lost a lot.
Yes, with the TP. And now 113 back out on the map. We'll be able to potentially move in for a dragon. You have all the bot lane pressure you need to be able to collapse accordingly. Reset now for Brunes. Will be delayed on tempo. As you can even see now, 113 not going to opt in for the Cloud Dragon just yet. We'll start to move in. Bit of trading here with Peng. He's going to try to utilize that red buff the best he possibly can. But now I think 113 says, listen, don't recall just yet, Huntera. I'm going to move in for this Cloud Dragon.
We've got Bramble Vest out on Dalek already. We don't have any lethality out on Cabochard. We just have a Vampiric Scepter, so Bramble's already doing work there. Dalek already starting to look a bit scary, but this Aurelion Soul, it's leaning up again at the same time as K-Corp are playing a heavy play on bot side. If OPL, oh, they didn't quite get it.
113 does secure the dragon, but Peng gets the kill, so that's exactly where you want the gold to go. So they're at least able to collapse on the play despite missing out on the dragon.
Yeah, and Aurelion Soul didn't actually find a play on top. So overall, that was actually a pretty good round for OPL. That's probably about as good as it's going to get for them. Reckless 20 CS ahead on this bot lane after the initial dive, scaling very well, and now you have both jungle support moving into mid. Aurelion Soul's going to be free again on this wave. Who's he going to play around? Probably going to be topside here, given that Jinx is going alone on bot with Leona heading towards top. This should be a really good Herald contest for K-Corp.
113 going to move in, wants to invade, might have a shot at being able to take away multiple camps here, and he's got Huntera with him in the top side. So Rift Herald's going to be coming up in about 30 seconds, some early prep being done. Perfectly placed Pink Ward here. We'll track the pathing of Brunes if he decides to come up to his top side, and Cabochard's got the wave pushed in, just trying to poke him out, see if he can maybe make him low enough for a potential dive, but he does have the unstoppable onslaught. Or unstoppable force rather, so we'll see if he's going to be able to utilize it as Huntera waits, allows 113 to get a couple more camps, and now they'll make their 4-man dive into the top side, but Absolute is here in response.
Yep, it's a topside play we were talking about on every wave. Sarkin is looking to do something, and he has opportunity to do so. Alistair has to match here. Aphelios is in a position where he could try to fight Reckless on bot, but he's not 6 yet. Maybe when he's on level 6, we might see him try to make a play, but he's a full pickaxe behind, so not really open for him either. You know, with Alistair on topside and Lee there, Jinx can stay on the wave solo bot, so Huntera can now extend topside and secure this Herald. Imagine a world where you didn't know that Alistair Lee were topside because you weren't threatening 4-man. In that world, Huntera already has to be bot, defending Reckless on this wave here. But because you know the situation here and you know the item advantage on Jinx, you don't have to do that. Here, though, that's what they're looking to set up to do, right? They're trying to get Reckless on this wave on bot. This is the best opportunity they'll get. Reckless has no choice but to be on this wave right now. He has to clear it as fast as possible and run. And he does so. No plays open for OPL. And that, honestly, was the best opportunity they were going to get for a while. K-Corp just win the map here. I think this is a phenomenal lead for them. I don't see them giving it up very lightly.
Yeah. Incredible breakdown there on the map situation right now for Team Oplon that are down about 1.5k gold. Brunes and Absolute, they're going to hard commit to this blue quadrant here on the side of K-Corp. And they might be able to get away with the Gromp, set up some vision, maybe give a little safety to Darlick and say, listen, you're safe to push that one out. You can finally take a breath of fresh air up there in the top side against Cabochard, who's going to be making his way back to lane. But first wants to also deny some creeps and realizes that something's going on in the jungle.
There has been a punishment for that whole play, though. Reckless did leave the wave after pushing it, but Tiger was actually able to freeze. He's on a frozen wave right now there. So he's being able to catch up just a little bit. Obviously, you see a huge deficit on your screen still, but trust me, guys, it could be a lot worse than it is right now. Slowly by surely, he's catching up. He still has this whole wave to clear as well. The worry there could potentially be that he gets dove on the stacked wave, but doesn't look like K-Corp are playing hard acceleration on bot. Tiger will be gankable soon, though, unless Jinx decides to hard crash this. It looks like they might actually go for the dive. It actually looks like they're going for it.
All right, top side, solo
teleport.
kill! Darlick gets it
go.
done, but the play's not done. K-Corp now a chance to be able to collapse on bot lane. DP is coming through. Absolute flashes the way to safety. The kick from Brunes is beautiful as they're able to find another kill, and Peng will collect it.
One misstep top, and Malphite manages to take it. Peng, with his teleport, goes for round 2 on bot, and he's able to take it. Was surprised they went for that dive, knowing that Alistar was bot there. Would definitely be able to delay at least something for Peng. And now the core players OPL want to be able to one-shot on a misplay, are able to do so. Alright, this is the best possible thing that could have happened for them.
Team Oplon not going down without a fight. They might be 0-8, but they're able to keep themselves in the early parts of the game. And that has been something we've seen from Oplon. You know, they've been able to play the first 15 minutes decently well, try to match plays from time to time.
Wow.
I mean, it's the early game. If we're going to take something away, veteran, if there's one thing, I mean, we'll give them the early game, man. They got it, because they don't get to late game very often, so we got to give them the early game.
I will erase certain LAN games from my head on that one, okay? we'll give them that. This early game, definitely. They've managed to find opportunities before the map breaks open. Hats off to Dalek there. Definitely. If Cabochard is mispositioned on top side, plenty of players will be thinking, really? This has to be a bait of some kind. But no, the moment everybody was revealed on bot side, he went in, he got that solo kill. That was the second time round Peng flipped it for it, and this time I think it was completely correct to do so. And he executed it well enough. Okay, he pressed R on Veigar, but he did his job, right? Simple champions, simple executions, they just have to be confident enough against some of the best players in the whole of Europe to execute on them. And they're doing it. That was close.
That was close.
That always makes me sweat.
Yeah, every time.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, you always think for a second, maybe there's a chance, maybe there's a shot, but that Sonic Wave into the smite, beautiful for security on the objectives. So now a Dragon going to be here, tying it up. And into the top lane we go. 113 is here. It looks like they want to use the Rift Shell. Hontero's also made his way up, but this is being matched from Brunus and Absolute. There's going to be a second or two behind, but this should be the crash. But now Tiger is left all alone. Saken has roams down, and Reckless finds the kill. But now in the top lane, we switch back. Cabochard in some trouble. Absolute in from behind. Finds the headbutt, but they have lost Brunette. Cabochard cutting this one out. The Ignite is down. Will he be able to keep his life? No, the last tick gets him. 113 should be able to find Darlik for an exchange. Hontera tries to escape, but you're not escaping from that ultimate. Peng finds kill number 3.
Hontera gave his life there so that 113 could pick up that last kill. You saw Peng beelining for it. He just couldn't get there in time. Ultimately, I think he definitely wanted to secure the kill for Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao lives. This whole time, though, what's happening bot? Sarkhan makes the play bot. Reckless is just getting plates, getting economy. We had a ticking time bomb last game. This would be it this game. But Reckless, he just becomes a raid boss on these champions. This is Jinx. This is one of the biggest hyper carries in the game on a player that we know is phenomenal in these teamfight situations. So a lot of things you're worried about. What you want is for Peng not to have the issues he had top there getting to Xin Zhao when it comes to getting onto Jinx later on in the game.
Yeah, tough for Tiger. He is not getting a whole lot of resources. Absolute trying to match a lot of the plays on the map. And, well, there's a Saken also on the map that loves to move around, loves to punish where he can. And playing around Reckless is the call. And look at the goal differential. 2,400 is what I'm seeing there at 14 minutes over Tiger. I mean, Reckless is already a monster.
Yeah, he is, for sure. So it's all about where's the contest going to come? Are they going to throw everything on the Herald knowing that they have this kind of a lead, this kind of a window to just outright win team fights? Or do they look at Malphite, look at Alistar, look at Veigar and think, it's not worth it, let's just keep trying to play out these lanes where Sarkhan can be our ever-present threat that makes everybody a little bit too scared to actually go in. Sarkhan, he's off the map right now. They don't know where he is. He could be leaning to Graves, so Malphite doesn't know if he can go in. He could be leaning to Jinx, so Veigar doesn't know if he can step up. Jinx is now off the map. They're all leaning on Cabochard, someone is there. So now Sarkhan reveals himself. It's what you don't see that created this map play here for K-Corp, right? And it's very intelligently done. Sarkhan, he's off the map again. He's headed mid. How far is he going to head there? That's what you're thinking right now as OPL. How quick can you make this play before Sarkhan arrives?
113, fishing for the win becomes lightning, but the Rift Herald is going to be started up. Oplon want to see if they can maybe take away the objective, use Peng, who has been accelerated and is pretty far ahead. But are they going to be able to secure it? 4K, Darlik now in the mix. Can look for that ultimate if anyone decides to step up. Cage comes down, but Seiken is making the
Zone
flank
control.
play from behind. That's the engage.
This could
That
be
is
huge!
a stun, and K-Corp, they get to move forward. They get to take down Oplon. Darlic will end up
No
surviving. The last tick of Ignite does not finish him off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dalek, maybe it's just worth giving your life to secure the escape there, but you know what? You knew what you were doing. You did the maths.
There's the dive. They'll find another absolute. Will disrespect K-Corp, and they'll say thank you very much. A long, extended team fight will equal a 2-4-0.
I mean, Dalek did the maths, but Sarkin did the geometry, and he was able to land that stun on absolute and further extend the lead of his team. He doesn't have a bounty there, but make no mistake, he's absolutely brought the most value in this game.
16 minutes in, and we now have another objective secured, another team fight, and Team Oplon here thought they had it started.
Yep, okay, this ticking, you know that eventually Sarkin is going to arrive here. How fast can you make this play? Peng pretty much immediately dies before he even arrives. He CC locks two people on the backside. They just have to retreat there. Almost everything you want to do is built around Peng. When Peng's gone, you're gone as well. And then Sarkin gets another pick here for his team. He's such an enabler here. He's a threat when they need to set up the map. And in team fights, he's making all of these picks with his crowd control that are turning them in K-Corp's favor. It's easy to play these kinds of champions that Reckless and Kabashal are playing when you have this kind of a setup coming from your mid laner. I think it's already in Souls being a revelation compared to previous pre-LAN K-Corp performances.
Has been exceptional here for us. This will be a free dragon. No way you're going to be able to contest this if you're Oplon. Second one will be secured. 1-1-3, good with the smite. Top lane pings, or rather bot lane pings are coming down. And, well, Darlic does touch it on the stun. Just a slow hits, and, well, he's just going to trade ultimates, unstoppable forces away, and will get himself to safety.
Yeah, well, that is down, but Leona with her ultimate isn't necessarily your biggest threat either. Sarkin vanishes here, and suddenly Tiger doesn't know what he can do. Sarkin vanishes for too long, and maybe Veigar doesn't know, but the whole team knows they're ahead on the map here. Sure, Peng, you can go for the tier 1 turret, but you're eventually going to have to retreat and actually deal with us on the tier 2 on bot. They're giving up that tier 2 on bot. It's probably gone anyway. Do you recall and defend tier 3, or do you keep going as top lane as Vigo? Cabo Shard wants you to keep going, Peng, alright? So do you test to see if you get one shot or not? He retreats. He has to go back and defend with the rest of his team. There's almost no right decision here on the map for Oplon, short of finding a team fight. And until Peng groups, they can't do that.
They do need Peng, without a doubt, to be able to try to find a team fight here versus KC. But they're starting to take away a lot of the map. Little sneaky play here in the brush, in case anyone decides to face check. Of course, Peng going to be their priority target, as Reckless even coming over. So Seiken, we'll see if he can maybe find an angle to go all the way in. There is a ward behind them, but they're just going to wait patiently, not going to pull the trigger. Team Oplon not going to step up here. A lot of respect, just going to play behind their towers.
Look at Reckless build though, what do we keep talking about? OPL wants to be able to force onto this Jinx and then the damage is gone. Sarkin can do as much setup as he wants, but if Jinx is dead, Jinx is out the game. The rapid fire cannon allows him to petter this Malphite, this Veigar, this Alistar, without being in their engage range. So that's a good pick up there. It's not often you see rapid fire cannons on Jinx, but if he doesn't have it here, he can never touch Malphite, he can never touch Veigar, and he can never touch Alistar. So I like that adaptation from him there. He's like, Sarkin, you're setting these up beautifully. I'm going to make sure I don't end the game before you get to that point.
Oh,
Cabo thinks he sees Dalek.
He's out.
Because look who's zooming down. Yeah. But that's a teleport that Sarkin has burst just by existing, by the way. Right? Just by existing. You have no choice. What do you do there? You have to assume Sarkin's coming down. You have no choice.
No choice.
There's so many more assists. If we were to put this map threat on the assist board, he'd have full kill participation right now, and then some. There's so much he's done on the map just by existing.
It has been incredibly exceptional. Bruness trying to steal away the blue buff here from the mid laner of KC. He's going to ward hop for it, goes back in, tries to set up the play. The cage comes down. A little bit of damage follows, but 1-1-3 still safe. Bruness, so he can't get on top of all the honey fruit. And the ignite from Seiken will punish him for coming inside of the jungle.
Yep, punished indeed, and now Aphelios Veigar are in retreat. This...
He's got LDR. I don't know what Darlic is doing.
He went for it!
Unstoppable forces away. A sliver of HP again.
Oh.
Darlic, I don't know how he keeps getting out.
Yeah, but that is going to be a crash on tier 3 for Cabochard. He's going to be able to lean into his team at Baron there and have a huge minion wave for him appearing on bot. They're not going to get that bounty. They can make a play here. It doesn't necessarily turn into anything, but if they just get the crash, they have full Baron control. They can lean back to that whenever they want. Sarkin's going to land it!
All right, he does land the Q.
But no one can
Absolute,
get through
going to be a little bit low. 1-1-3 gets tagged with a Sonic Wave. Brunes will not follow up with any resonating strike. So everyone going to start to recall here for Team Oplon. The Baron, of course, has been live on the map for the last minute, but they're not going to make play for it. Looks like KC also going to opt into taking a reset here too.
Yeah, but a little bit confident from them. Once Veigar is there in these lane scenarios, he can just block off most of the lanes, so your carries can't follow up with the damage that they want to. But they're waiting for that scuttle on top side to go down. They know they have the control whenever they want to. So long as they get that reset and don't commit too hard, they're perfectly fine to do these sorts of things right now. They've given themselves a lot of leeway with their early lead. Lewis, this is a big grouping though, and Sarkin's not a damage carry here. So if they can get onto Jinx, that's the window OPL need, Oplon need to carry the game through. Malphite into Veigar. Ooh, Reckless playing with fire here.
Yeah, anytime you freeze for a second to send out the zap or whatever it is, could be dangerous for him. Keep your eye on Reckless. Can Oplon get on top of him? 1-1-3 right in the middle of it. We'll be able to use that caressing guard, so won't take any more damage outside of the ultimate. But that will soon expire, as there it goes. Setting up for the Dragon, 10 seconds away. A catch here, Huntera soaking up the damage, does lose a bit of HP, but KC still going to be able to battle here with Team Oplon as they fight over the Ocean Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, they have to go into this Veigar with Cage, into this Malphite with ult. Sarkin's going for a pick. It's not turning into anything yet. Oh, that's a catch!
Oh, Cabochard, he's not going to get collapsed on, but Team Oplon, they do buy themselves a bit of space here. Dragon down to 3K. Will 1-1-3 try to get inside of this pit. Dragon resets. 1-1-3. Will he go in? Oh, Reckless steals the Dragon, and Seiken finds Darlic. That is something that you can't afford to lose. And now KC are on Soul Point, and they're rushing to the Baron Nashor.
I told you, man, this Jinx ultimate always makes me nervous on those objectives. And right there you see it. They get it. They weren't winning the contest, but they were able to get the Drake anyway. And there you can see why K-Corp split the map as much as they did. In these groupings, it actually does get hard for them. And now OPL are going to try to put that in their favor.
Brunes, does he get eyes on the Baron right now? He could steal this. Lee Sin has great secure if he can get inside of the pit, but KC, I don't think they're going to want to flip it. This is the right call. Reckless moves in there, almost finds Absolute, but will have to back away. Still holding on to the Summoners, utilizes the Gale Force, but will be safe and sound.
Yep, just the 5v5 threat appears to be enough there, but they have options other than the 5v5 to carry these games, just not when these objectives are active. Especially now that there's not even the slightest risk of a soul threat on the side of Oplon, like you can see in this replay there. They cannot contest them in the 5v5 scenario. There's just too many threats. But, you know, luckily they get this, which means maybe they give up the next neutral objective. Maybe they give up the next Drake. Maybe they just opt to keep playing lanes like that. And in that scenario, the Aurelion Soul makes all the difference, and Oplon don't find the fights that they want, so long as K-Corp do this on tempo.
Man, watching that replay, that's just tough. The Dragon resetting there really hurt them when they were just able to burst everything over the wall, and can't even blame Brunes for that one. Tough to find the smite in that situation, but might need to find a big miracle smite if the Baron is going to be started up here again for KC. Tiger is at least going to be able to grab himself a red buff. He is still so far behind. He has about half the build that Reckless currently has locked in. 3-item power spike for him. A couple stopwatches picked up here for Huntera as well as Seiken, as they know this last fight around Baron very well could determine the game.
I mean, your dream right now as Oplon is that 1-1-3 and Huntera move just a bit too far into your jungle, be just a bit alone, maybe don't have bone plating, please, right? And that they can pick one of them off and try to start something. That's what they want right now, but they had vision. They saw them doing red. They saw when they left the red. They knew that they could go in. Oh, he thinks he found.
Tried to find the angle, and now he realizes he has to retreat. Reckless does burn the flash to get out to safety. But now Seiken is
Oh
coming back
my
through.
lord.
Darlic will be able to find the ultimate onto Seiken. Tiger trying to follow up with damage, but Darlic is getting shredded. Tank now down for Team Oplon.
Oh!
Seiken finds the ultimate. It slows them all. Reset City here for Reckless. Should be a double. It will be Cavalshard that grabs the second. 5 versus 3. KC, they can move for the Nash here if they want to.
Reckless, a brilliant angle there on that team fight. Okay, I hate doing that.
Oh, 1-1-3.
Oh,
Will he go back
right.
in? He doesn't decide to just yet, but the Zenith Blade will connect. Terra follows it up and then goes golden. Pang, nowhere to go. And that will mean 1-1-3 collects the kill. Cavalshard is hitting like a truck, as that was a ridiculous amount of damage. Bruness, it's probably only a matter of time unless he can try to finesse himself out of this situation. However, while this happens, the Baron is going down.
We can say what we like about it, but respect to Oplon for engaging when they thought that they had a window. Yes, they were just not right. Reckless was just out of range of Bruness there, but he went in, Dalek went in along the same time. They committed to this. Respect to them for actually making the attempts instead of just keeling over and dying. Bruness definitely doesn't want to go down without a fight.
Yeah, he'll try. He'll try, but luckily, Cavalshard is also here. He doesn't even move over to the Baron. You have all the DPS needed with the likes of Reckless and Seiken. And now look at the Zanyas coming in here, the stopwatches. And, well, before that, we'll take another look here on how this fight was broken open.
Sarkin lands it onto Dalek. Dalek being a bit too aggressive. No one could even follow up on an ultimate if he found it there. And look at Reckless here. He positions up and as aggressively as he can without being engaged on. When Alistair's in range, he moves back. When Alistair's out of range or away from follow-up, he moves back in, right? He gets as much damage as he can down there without just throwing the game for his team, because he is most of their damage source. And then Bruness, not willing to give up this contest. They're still trying to find something some way in, but Pengy's just enclosed on this Raptors. The whole team collapses on him. Not much he can do there. And this, honestly, is the game-winning fight for K-Corp. It was OPL starting it on their terms, though. Just unfortunately, they didn't read the small print. Reckless wasn't quite in range for them. Just a story of almost every Reckless team fight.
Positioning, always there. Something you can rely on. And how about Dragon stacking? Something else you can rely on here now, as that will be the Ocean Soul, as if it wasn't bad enough. Team Oplon on their last legs, half the base defense. And now you're going to get a little rocket that comes out here. Is it just going to stop the back here of Tiger? It will. So it will just be a little bit annoying, and this might be good to be able to take down the inhibitor tower.
Yeah, I mean, game looks somewhat easy for them. You still have Sarkin as a threat, building up that stun. He's coming in. It's a galaxy.
They take down Pang. You've lost your main carry here for Team Oplon. 5 versus 4. 40 seconds without your mid laner, and they've already been able to take down the inhibitor. Terra backs up, will be able to guide 1-1-3 out. Reckless turns his attention over to the mid lane tower, but it might not even be needed. They might be able to start looking for Nexus towers here. Still a decent wave throughout this bot lane. And now one Nexus tower going to fall. Darlic needs to find an angle, has to find Reckless. Still doesn't have the flash, but I believe the Gale Force might just be up. Will he be able to go in? There is the knock-up, but can they follow it up? They have no damage. Tiger is forced away, thanks to Terra. Second one is going to fall. KC, they might have started the spring split slow, but they are starting to find their stride, starting to pick up these wins as they lock in win number 3 in a row.
Yeah, one final engage there from Oplon, but it doesn't find